Where customer service goes, everything else will follow. The food will be good, the accommodations will be good, the amenities will be good, everything else will be good, because it's an identity when it comes to these hotels. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel where I give travel reviews, guides, tips for the young professional. Okay, so I would like to review a wonderful hotel called Amira Istanbul Turkey that I had such a magnificent time at. When it comes to hotels, customer service is incredibly key. Okay, this is what shapes your experience. It defines your adventure in many ways, because when you have people who are there, who are locals, in a place where you're not familiar with, where you're a little bit scared but mostly excited to explore, when you have people who are sort of serving as hosts in addition to hotel staff who can guide you, it makes the trip that much better. So I got there pretty late. It was after hours. They checked me in. The kitchen had closed, but they had asked me if there was anything I wanted to eat. They whipped me up a sandwich and it was just so delicious. And I know it's just a sandwich, but it's actually not. Once your kitchen is closed for the night and the chef has gone home, for a hotel staff to cater to you that much and give you that one-on-one service and really ask you what your necessities are and try and meet them, it is really a plus and it really shapes your experience. So that was the best part of my stay. The hotel rooms themselves, they felt like they were just giving me a nice warm hug. I really felt like I was staying at a family member's nice plush guest room where, it was just a cool place to just chill out. Not some extravagant, extraordinary place or design, but it just felt very homey. The linen looked very crisp, but was still very comfortable and inviting. And it had a great view for a pretty, reasonable price. I would say that our hotel room was just a little over $100 a night. And that was in the summertime in June. And so the next day, they were very good about telling us, what the sites are, like where to go, when to go. It was pouring down rain the next day, and they immediately, found us umbrellas that materialized from like nowhere. There was these big, huge, hefty umbrellas that are like, those heavy duty ones at no extra cost. They would hail us, taxis and personal car services. The thing about taxis in Istanbul, and we've kind of read about this before, is that it's very easy to get kind of duped a little bit, in the sense that if you're not familiar with the taxes that are charged if you go over a certain bridge, or if you go a certain amount of miles, or this or that, it's very easy for that to kind of not be acknowledged once as you're getting into the taxi. But then by the time you get to your destination, you're like, oh, okay, the price is on the meter, but no, they're adding all these extra taxes. And so we kind of fell victim to that, partly because we did not settle on the price beforehand, and partly because I do think that they added a little extras on. But that's okay. It happens everywhere. It happens in my country, Nigeria. It happens. But the cool thing about Amira was that the staff was so wonderful that they helped us negotiate prices. Once we kind of caught on, they helped us negotiate prices for taxis and even called us personal car services. So that was fantastic. Now, the food was delicious. When I tell you, so you kind of book this like bed and breakfast type situation. So it was breakfast, and they had a woman who was making fresh sort of like they're kind of pastries with mushrooms, all kinds of vegetables, greens, mushrooms, different types of meats that went into like this sort of flaky like crust that she kind of baked, right? But she was like rolling the dough, beating the dough, rolling it, and then put it over like a wood open fire, and it was just delightful. I don't know what it was called, but it was just a very traditional kind of meal. And so what's important, I think, when you're choosing a hotel to stay at is, number one, before you even decide what hotel you want to stay at, you got to decide the vibe of your trip. okay? It's just going to be a hustle and bustle trip. If it's going to be a hustle and bustle trip like it was for us, yes, it was for leisure, but we wanted to get a lot of culture in. We wanted something in the center of all the happening area, you know, like all the happening, you know, hip and happening spots. And so we wanted to be close to, well, the mosque is not hip and happening, but we wanted to have some good proximity to the mosque that we wanted to go to. We wanted to go to this world famous hammam that many celebrities have gone to. Oprah has gone to. Like, we had to go to that. We wanted to go to the marketplace. We wanted to do all these things. And so then that is when you choose your hotel. And then you gotta read the reviews. TripAdvisor, Google, Yelp, all types of reviews. Like, there are so many different reviews, so many different websites you can check out, and you got to see which has the best customer service, because where customer service goes, everything else will follow. The food will be good, the accommodations will be good, the amenities will be good, everything else will be good, because it's an identity when it comes to these hotels. And a lot of that comes to fruition, materializes through the customer service, because the people who work there really inhabit the true spirit of what the hotel is trying to portray when you experience your time there. When it comes to the amenities, I will say that they didn't really have much. They had a lady making, you know, sort of like fresh meals, like a fresh meal for lunch, and then they had a lunch buffet. But beyond that, I don't think they had very much. They did have a rooftop lounge, like by way of a gym, but we chose that hotel knowing that there wasn't much of a gym, but that's not really what our goal and focus was. It wasn't that kind of trip where you want to like relax and detox and, you know, get your, you know, build your strength back up to go back to work. No, it was one that we knew would tire us a little bit, because we wanted to be, you know, hip and moving and jiving and seeing a lot of things, because Turkey's so full of culture, it's so full of life, and we just really wanted to be go, 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 go. So one of the amenities that we did appreciate and really was excited about when we first got there is that they had a rooftop lounge. It was so cute. I'm gonna put in a clip of us there, and we were like the only two up there. But again, with the customer service, they had people up there with us serving us drinks, and just, you know, at an extra cost, but it was just, I mean, it was like going to a bar, but just at the top of your hotel. You can see so far into the views of Istanbul. You can see just people walking, and you can do people watching, and it was just a very beautiful, I mean, you know, I live in LA. It rivaled, you know, many of the rooftop bars that we have here downtown on the west side, and, you know, sort of like all around, you know, the city proper. And I have to tell you, it was very, very gorgeous. So when it comes to rating Amira Hotel, customer service, 5 out of 5. Okay, food, 5 out of 5. The homemade sort of like meat and vegetable pastries that were being made over like an open fire was just, I mean, that was like the icing on the cake. It was divine. It was very flavorful, it was very flavorful, very fresh, and very like just traditional. It was just delicious. It was delightful in the sense that we just didn't expect it. And then the buffet was terrific. But my favorite part was the Turkish tea selection. There were so many different like fresh leaf teas to choose from, and it was just a very, very good delight. When it comes to amenities, I'm actually going to give this place maybe a 3.5 out of 5. And the 3.5 really comes from the rooftop lounge. They didn't have much by the way of, you know, a gym or like, you know, a copy and print center or anything like that, but it wasn't that type of vibe. The vibe was more of like, you know, a more personalized, personable experience. Kind of like, imagine like being at a hotel that's run by a small family and has been in the family for years. It was that type of experience. And so I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 for amenities, but for that reason only. And lastly, cost, it was about maybe $150 a night. Perfect. We split it between 2 people, and it worked. And so that's my review of Amira Hotel in Istanbul, Turkey. I hope that this was helpful to you. I really enjoy doing these videos. I've done them for a while. I just never really put them online. Rating, you know, these hotels and these flights based on criteria that I have kind of thought is the most important is really helpful to you as a young professional who works really hard 9 to 5 during the week, and then just really wants to take your vacations and really live them to their fullest potential in a way that is just classy and just appropriate and adult and 30 something, which is, you know, who we are on this channel. So thank you very much. I'll see you next time.
From 8 until late, I think about you.